Now, we've heard a lot about what Bob Mueller said or didn't say on the Hill today, but what can we learn from his body language? Here with me now to analyze, body language expert Tonya Reiman. Tonya, now let's begin with Mueller's hands during his testimony. You say he was sort of fidgeting a lot and had almost some kind of nervous tick with his pen. What does that tell you?
No, actually, what winds up happening is he's doing two things. Doodling helps you to process. It helps the mind work. So it moves to the prefrontal cortex, and that helps you to get your ideas together a little bit easier. In addition to that, a lot of times when you see him just using his hand to pretend to write almost, that's called displacement activity. And when someone does that, what they're doing is getting rid of their excess energy.
Well, that sounds like you're doing an ADHD analysis on, oh, there he is. He's kind of doodling.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of kids with ADHD do. They fidget to think.
Right. Well, you know what? A lot of people do that in general when they have too much excess energy and they need to release it. You'll find that people start moving things around on their desk. They'll pick up their pens. They do anything just to get rid of that excess energy.
Yeah, well, he didn't seem to have too much excess energy to most people. He seemed to have
sometimes
less
it's nervous
Maybe he was
energy.
trying to get himself to have energy there. All right, Tonya, take a look at this. Now, throughout the hearing, Mueller can be seen sitting with his hands folded and his fingers intertwined. Now, when people
so when you
that,
see
so why
someone
is that a big
doing
deal?
that,
what does that tell you?
Yeah, when you see somebody holding their hands together like this, what you notice with this video is he holds his hand tight. He holds his fingers together, and then his tongue juts out. So that's two things you could see. Number one, when you keep your hands like this, you're showing restraint. And then when you stick your tongue out, what you're doing is you're saying to someone, I don't like what's coming out. I'm not happy with this. So hands restrained. He's holding eye contact, not moving. And then you see that tiny tongue jut, and you realize this is a man who's trying to hold things back.
Ah, I didn't even notice the tongue jut until you just mentioned it.
It's slight. You have to look for it.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
All right, Tonya. He was also repeatedly asked to speak into the mic. Watch.
Right.
Director, could you speak more directly into the microphone, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Director, please speak into the microphone.
Oh, surely. Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, he's testified 89 times or so on Capitol Hill. So does his reluctance to get close to the mic suggest lack of, I don't know, confidence? Or
actually, no. What he's trying to do is see what the other person is telling him, like to look for notes. You have to realize this is something he didn't want to do. So it's not like previous times when he was all gung-ho. So he's very distracted. You still hear the same ahs and ers and ums when he's speaking. So you know it's the same Robert Mueller. It's just not enthusiastic Robert Mueller.
Mouth agape. A lot of people were texting and tweeting about his mouth being agape often. What does that reveal?
Well, you know, when we mouth breathe, sometimes that means we're feeling nervous. But in addition to that, if you watch in this clip, you'll also see him shift his jaw. So when you see somebody shift their jaw like this, that's an indication of disagreement. There we go. Disagreement, uncertainty, frustration. So what we have to do is look at all of these things in context, because you never want to just make an assumption based on one movement. But when you see all these things together, you realize this is somebody who's frustrated.
And overall, was he a man who wanted to be there and be participating?
He did not want to be there. That was it.
Oh, my gosh, Tonya, thank you. Thank you so much. The tongue jut, I had not seen that before.